Yeah, have you ever thought about reaching out to her? I say this because often I think about Orlando Brown, and it's this push-pull of whether to reach out and what that would mean for me and my stability and my sobriety. And I wonder, like, if you could talk to her or something, what would you say?
I felt that
like
way about Shia back in the day, or like anyone else that we've known. That's
I mean, it's a hard thing. I mean, there were definitely people who had known her for much longer that had gotten close with her over the years. I knew her for a very brief moment in time.
Okay, yeah, then it doesn't make sense, yeah.
But I think about it all the time. I mean, I see videos and I just like, I mean, I fucking love Brittany. Brittany was, I mean, Jamie was on the show with us. Yeah. Brittany was on set all the time. Again, like the sweetest, most genuine, everything was yes ma'am, no sir, like just so sweet. And I mean, it makes me really sad. It's just crazy
because it's a second family and you get really close. Yeah. You're bonded, especially at a young age when you're growing up and you're forming yourself and your identity. Totally. That you become so close. And people ask these questions, are you still friends? Do you still talk? People ask me that with Raven, Orlando, the whole cast all the time. So I'm kind of wanting to speak for our fans right now and ask you those questions because like, you did feel probably really close, but now it's like, I wouldn't call her. She'd be like, what the hell are you doing?
Keep in mind, I made the choice to leave when I left. So like at the time, my best friend was Miranda Cosgrove. We were like,
right. Wait a minute. I read in Jeanette McCurdy's book.
It's not funny. Right? Well, I read something different.
Well, I don't read.
But that she was really, really nice.
Oh, she was the best. Like her and her mother.
She was really one of the closer friends.
I mean, I don't know how the Disney shows were for you, but like all of us Nick kids all hung out on each other's sets.
Of course.
Yeah. No. So we all like.
What sets did you hung out on?
Sweet Life was right next door, and
so you hung out with your best friend Ashley Tisdale.
Wait, is there tea?
No, it's not really. No, I don't even know her.
Okay.
I don't even know her either.
Yeah, but we all hung out. We all went on each other's. So like, I would hang out at the Drake and Josh set probably the most, and Ned's Declassified. But I loved Miranda. Miranda was like my younger,
but you would have crushed. She'd have crushed Devin.
Devin was my like first like real. Not on camera crush.
Who's your crush now? Are you in love? Are you sexually active?
I'm having intercourse sometimes.
You are having intercourse?
Yeah, because I don't have a T-shaped
I have
uterus.
2 children.
I love the callback.
They don't know what we were talking about.
Who are you dating?
You don't need to know.
There's a backstory.
And it's mine.
Anybody you're dating? Are you like?
I've been in a relationship for 3.5 years.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I know.
You've just been to so many weddings that I'm like,
I know.
Is she looking for somebody at these weddings?
Fuck no. I mean,
I've been to a wedding. You've been to a wedding.
I feel like
I was just at a wedding.
Oh, you ran in the water.
I did. Yeah.
Everybody looked beautiful.
But I haven't really been to that many weddings.
I don't know why I think this. I just like probably saw one picture,
and you were like, this bitch is fucking just.
You just have a lot of friends, so I just like assumed.
I have a lot of friends.
Do you not?
But I'm happy that is what my social media presence, as long as I can keep up with that image, that's fine. Whatever, I'll go with it.
You're our friend.
Perfect.
Are you still doing gymnastics?
No.
Wow, your body's so fit.
I mean, every once in a while, I'll like throw a trick to make sure I have it. Usually, like after I've been at the bar, and I'm like, "Watch this, guys! I'm gonna do a double backflip."
No, stop! You're like, look at what I'm gonna do.
I still got it. But when I moved back to Los Angeles, I actually, as a kid, used to train at LA School of Gymnastics, which is in Culver City. And when I came back to LA, I was like, great, I'm gonna go to a class. I was like, I don't need to fucking stretch. I don't need to do shit. I'm gonna walk up here and throw some shit. Ended up ripping my ab muscle and was hospitalized.
Ab muscle.
That's so random.
I ripped the ab muscle and then the blood formed like a hernia and then I was out of commission for like a year.
Oh, honey.
So to answer your question, no. But I can do like handstands and splits and that, my party tricks are like off the fucking chain.
What do you think about Simone Biles and all of those women who have been doing gymnastics, obviously for, what is it, the Olympics, I want to say?
God,
she's going to come back, I think.
Fucking bless. Right? Like, that shit, it takes a toll on your damn body. And you reach an age, it's so weird. Like you all of a sudden reach an age where you're like, oh, I could fucking die. And then you like that fear comes in because you're like, you progress so fast as a kid because you have no fear. I'm like, yeah, I'll do this, watch this shit. And then all of a sudden I remember when I came back, I think maybe I was 13 and I remember things started clicking like, I could get really hurt. I don't want to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
So people that can like sustain that and do that long term, God fucking
well, and
bless
especially when you think about Simone, who had so much trauma surrounding her sport and had that, what was it, her mental block that she had, and now she's coming back to it.
That is a thing that happens. I remember when I was training in Los Angeles. I hadn't been training for like 6 months between moving to Massachusetts to LA. And I was training with a Russian coach. And I was like, hey, would you mind spotting me for something? I had a really bad mental block. And he was like, we don't do spots. And I was like, okay.
What? He's like, get over it.
Yeah. I mean, and that's a lot of what you get in gymnastics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah,
it's really rough.
No,
it's really fucking dramatic. Like, dude, just put your fucking hand there and let me fucking do my fucking
thing. It reminds me of like, the child stardom stuff.
It teaches you
high performing
Yeah,
children.
I mean, like, it teaches you great discipline. You know, definitely trauma, but like...
I feel like ice skating, I mean, in general, like all the things I've always been talking about, and Allison Stoner's been doing a whole podcast.
Wow, yeah. She's
called
so
Dear Hollywood.
Smart.
Yeah.
She's killing it with that.
Have you had her on?
I've had her on Vulnerable twice.
Oh, shit.
And then we talked about like maybe helping co-produce that Dear Hollywood for her, but she didn't need it. And she's doing her own thing, and I'm so proud of it. But we talk a lot about high-performing children, which again is kind of serious, but like it is really wonderful to see someone like yourself that's like having so much fun. I remember we spoke, you go, I'm going back to LA because I do love to perform and I do love this. And it's like, you know, Christina Kirkman knows her why. Like, that's what I got from this entire conversation. It was like, your why is because you're entertaining people on your terms now, whether it's through social, through your dog's point of view.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of fun to like, I've done it too. I use my cat's point of view.
I mean, being able to hide behind it and like not, because you, as an actor, you know, as a content creator, you are so hypercritical of yourself and what you post and what you do and every single fucking move that you make. Whereas like when it's my dog, I can just go balls to the wall and kind of like hide behind that, and it's very freeing. But I think, to your point, I appreciate you saying that. I feel like knowing my why is because I took a 15-year break to like figure out my fucking why. And a lot of people that act as children and then stay in it, they never have a chance to figure out why. It's
what
like,
are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you grow up like religious as a kid, and then you reach an age where you're like, am I doing this because I believe in it, or am I doing this because this is just what I've been doing? And you have to take that moment to like figure those things out.
You know about Rumspringa? You all know about Rumspringa, right?
What?
I know.
Oh, is that where they all go and like do the crazy things?
So Amish people, when they come of age, they have this season called Rumspringa.
Yeah.
Where they can choose to leave the church forever, or they can come back to the church and be more pious and like settle down and start being like Jebediah.
We got it. What is the percentage of that?
Exactly. I bet how many people leave?
Well, a lot of them get into drugs immediately.
Okay.
Because there's drug dealers that left that it's like a cycle, and a lot of them like leech onto these other ones.
Of course.
And I think there's like a documentary on it online and stuff, and it's called Rumspringa, and it's fucking fascinating.
Yeah, I mean that's an extreme thing to just kind of be like, okay.
And now you're just gonna just go out into the world. I think the idea is that you're cast into the world after you've had this structure and this comfort and this nurturing of the community, and then you're like, wait, this doesn't feel right. And then you're fooled into being like, no, I chose this life.
Because I told you this. When I went back to Massachusetts, I was like, fuck no, I am never acting again. I want no part of this.
Yeah.
My experience going back was bad.
Yeah. She should have stayed. You think you should have stayed?
Yeah, I read that. You were like, it's going to be easy. I'm going to get an agent.
Oh, yeah. I was so fucking cocky when I came back out here. I was like, I was a series reg. I know people. I'm going to be fine.
Yeah.
And I hadn't acted in 15 years. People didn't know what to do with me because they were like, you're still very small, but now you have this deep voice. Like, you haven't done anything in 15 years. And I had to just accept the fact, okay, if I'm going to do this, I need to let go of the all that thing, and I need to just start all over and be very green.
Yeah.
And like be the worst kid in acting class. Be
I love that.
And I did it. I was fucking humbled, man. I was working 3 jobs. I was working as a hostess. I was working at the front desk of Equinox. I was barely making rent. I was doing the thing because I had a moment of, okay, you need to really love this if you're going to do this, because I was offered like great jobs, getting paid great money, and I turned it down. So I'm like, okay, I'm definitely Delulu, so I'm perfect for this industry.
Delulu.
Because it's like
your new show is going to be called Delulu.